Hey guys, it's Ashitaka Wolf with AshiWolf Studios. Today we're going to be doing our first review with our new review format. First, I'd like to give a little explanation about what the format is going to be. So the first thing we'll do is give you an overview of what the game is, perhaps a little bit of the history behind the game. After that, we'll go into what I liked about the game, then what I disliked about the game, and after all of that, I'm going to give it an overall rating of some number out of 10. For example, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, something to that effect. With every review, I'm going to make sure to have video playing of the game we are reviewing. That way you can actually see the game in action. We'll be doing all of those videos at 720p at 60 frames per second. The reason for that is that my equipment, I am not able to record in 1080p at 60 frames per second, but the 720p will allow you to at least see any kind of frame rate fluctuations that might happen during gameplay. And for some people that can be a deal breaker, so I want to make sure that you're actually able to see that. So without further ado, today we're going to be taking a look at Mario Kart 8. This review is a little bit long in the tooth. It should have come a long time ago. The game's been out for several months now, but I definitely wanted to get it out there. Mario Kart 8 is an incredibly long-running franchise in Nintendo's history. It goes all the way back to the Super Nintendo with one of my favorite games of all time. Now, this latest edition actually has 16 new tracks and 16 remastered courses that you'll recognize from some of the past games in the series, which include the original Super Mario Kart from the Super Nintendo. You'll recognize ones like Moo Moo Meadows from the N64, which is a very popular one. Now this one also, it's going to give you 1080p 60 frames per second graphics, which is kind of a first for Nintendo. Nintendo's always been really good about frame rates and games looking really good, but this one really shines. It is just a graphical masterpiece, and it really shows off what the Wii U is actually capable of. Now, this game is also one of the first Mario Kart games, if not the first Mario Kart game, to offer downloadable content on a Nintendo home console. It's got some great content coming out, I believe, in November, which will include Link and a whole bunch of other new characters and vehicles, as well as 16 new courses to play on. And the DLC is completely reasonably priced, which is something you don't see very often. Furthermore, this game is going to be really an evolution of the franchise rather than something brand new. So when you play the game, don't expect something that's going to blow your mind as far as Mario Kart games go. You can expect a very solid game that is a lot of fun to play, and I can totally get behind it. The things that I liked about the game, I've already said it, but I really enjoy Mario Kart gameplay, and this game does perfectly. It's like I said, it's more of an evolution, but the gameplay is intact and it is awesome. They've also kind of balanced out a little bit the weapons. Some people might disagree because the blue shell is still in there, but I still feel it's a little bit more balanced than some of the previous games. Another thing that I liked, obviously, is going to be the 1080p 60 frame per second graphics. It really makes the game shine, and it almost feels like that should have been there to begin with. Other things that I liked include the online racing and the YouTube uploading. That's kind of a feature that's very new to Nintendo, and while it is a little bit limited, it's still pretty awesome. Now, the things that I disliked, Nintendo, I'm not really sure what they were thinking when they decided to make the balloon battle mode take place on the actual race courses. Because if you remember from previous games in the series, when you went into balloon battle mode, they had specific arenas that were specifically designed for the balloon battle mode, and that worked incredibly well. But for some reason, Nintendo decided to go with putting those on the actual race courses, which basically leads to courses that are way too big for way too few players, and so it gets very boring very quickly. So that's kind of a big deal. I already mentioned it earlier, but the limited editing for YouTube uploads is a little bit of a downer. The game pretty much compiles the video for you and just uploads it, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but for those of you who would like to maybe edit your own video to be uploaded to YouTube and highlight specific things, you might be a little bit disappointed because it's pretty difficult to do, if not impossible. The final dislike, and this one's going to sound really stupid, they have some Mercedes-Benz downloadable content that's available for free. It's just, that one boggles my mind because it's just so stupid, and there's no new courses, it's just a few of Mercedes' cars in the game, and they just don't fit. You know, when you've got Bowser inside of a Mercedes, it just doesn't work quite right, and so I can't even bring myself to download that free downloadable content because it is so bad in my mind. Overall, I'm going to give Mario Kart 8 an 8 out of 10. And that's going to be due to the excellent graphics, the solid gameplay, and the remastered maps. But the reason it lost the 2 points there is for that balloon battle mode. That is one of my favorite modes. And again, the fact that they're doing it on the race courses, which makes no sense, really kind of, it hurt. You know, I really wanted to play the balloon battle mode in some new arenas, but it didn't happen. You know, perhaps maybe in some DLC they'll add them later on, but for now, I could live without that part. So again, overall rating 8 out of 10. I totally recommend that you buy this if you have a Wii U. And if you don't have a Wii U, this one's totally worth buying the Wii U for. And there's only more great content coming out as the year progresses. Anyway, this has been Ashitaka Wolf with AshiWolf Studios. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. You can also visit AshiWolf Studios at www.ashiwolfstudios.com and follow us on Twitter at Ashitaka Wolf and on Tumblr at ashitakawolf.tumblr.com.